The construction site is chock full of hazards of all kinds, and hazards, rightly defined, are any conditions, activities, or substances that have the potential to harm workers, residents, or bystanders. This includes things like falling objects like tools, materials, and debris, substances that could catch fire and explode, hazardous materials that could cause both short and long-term health issues, sources of energy that can cause electric shock and electrocution, conditions that could cause slips and trips, and activities which could otherwise result in or cause falls. In addition to immediate injuries and fatalities, there also exists a very high rate of occupational illness in construction. In fact, there are more deaths resulting from occupational illness than immediate injury. Mesothelioma and lung cancer rank among the top occupational illnesses causing death. This means that there are more deaths from exposure to asbestos than there are from even falls. A common source of non-fatal occupational injury is overexertion, or musculoskeletal injury, which is caused by work demands that simply exhaust the body's capacities, like sprains, strains, and tears of the muscles, joints, and ligaments, and other soft tissue. Lower back injury and spinal disc injury are the most common injury of this sort. There's certainly no shortage of sources of injury on the construction site, and while it may be difficult to outline every possible hazardous scenario, it's important to know that a work-related injury involves a cost to the individual, the employer, and the community. So before you think that it won't happen to you, consider the following statistics. Approximately 1 in every 35 construction workers is harmed or injured on the job. While this rate is gradually decreasing, it's still too high. Next to manufacturing, construction has the highest rate of occupational injury. However, there are more work-related deaths in construction than in any other industry. The good news is that most injuries are preventable, provided the hazards are properly understood, addressed, and controlled. Basic occupational health and safety should be a frame of mind. It consists of knowing the dangers, acknowledging your responsibilities, and making sure that you do everything you can to protect yourself from the hazards associated with your type of work. Remember that personal safety includes preparing for and protecting against incidents that may cause immediate harm or have long-term adverse effects. In light of all this, the following safe work practices should help keep your mind on the task and your head in the game. Know the health and safety risks associated with any hazardous materials that you're using, handling, or working around, and protect yourself from these risks by implementing the proper workplace controls, safe work practices, and using the appropriate PPE. Thoroughly inspect all tools and equipment that you're using, because damaged or faulty tools can cause severe accidents. And practice good housekeeping. Don't leave tools, building materials, or any other obstructions lying around where they can become hazards. Know the limitations of your body, and don't ever overexert yourself. Practice safe lifting, take breaks during repetitive tasks, use comfortable tools, and avoid awkward or uncomfortable body positions. And learn to recognize the symptoms of occupational illness and injury before it's too late. Practice good personal hygiene. This includes things like washing your hands and your face after handling hazardous materials. Protect against heat and cold stress by drinking plenty of water in hot weather to avoid heat stroke, and in cold weather, wear warm clothing and gloves. Always pay attention to whatever activity you're doing, regardless of how routine or boring it may seem. Protect against short circuit and electric shock by using ground fault circuit interrupters on electric tools used outdoors or in wet or damp conditions. And know what to do in an emergency situation such as an injury or a fire. Preventing occupational injury, illness, and fatality, and ensuring everyone's well-being is only something that's possible if every individual worker puts personal safety first.